If you love recent Makoto Shinkai films like Your Name, then A Whisker Away is a movie you won't want to miss. I made that comparison because it's a love story that gives equal screen time to both characters and their romantic fate hinges on the supernatural. This review is a request from my channel supporter Nea-chan. I always knew this movie existed, but I ignored it because it's usually not the type of story I'd be interested in. I typically prefer love stories with older characters because the way they experience love is more subdued and realistic in my opinion. Although Whisker Away features the burning hot, all-consuming love of youth, I really appreciated how it was directed. As I mentioned, this movie gives both characters equal screen time, which instantly doubles the number of people who'd enjoy it. Moreover, unlike many romance movies which illustrate a narrow perspective singularly focused on the romantic aspect, Whisker Away gives us the bigger picture, displaying their social circle and family life. Mio is desperately in love with Kento, and she's not like other Japanese schoolgirls who are too afraid to say it. Instead, she's very energetic, extroverted, and playful, basically the ENFP poster girl. But on the other hand, Kento is a solemn introvert who has too much on his mind to sort out his emotions. When taking a closer look into their lives, it's clear that these two are opposite sides of the same coin. Mio's love is like a laser. It shines brightly in only one direction, ignoring everything around it. This is depicted early on when the very instant she sees Kento, everyone around her turns into scarecrows. This wasn't just for comedic relief either. Her tunnel vision is actually impacting every aspect of her life without her realizing it. Mio's family life is a disaster. Her parents are divorced and she lives with her father, who is already allowing another woman to live in his house. So naturally, Mio's relationship with her is a bit rocky, and her real mom is acting bitter and jealous, trying to come between her and her father so Mio would move in with her. Of course, it's too much for Mio to bear, so she shuts them out and focuses her heart on her best friend, and now Kento. I think many can retrospectively relate to this. She's doing the best she can, but is emotionally overwhelmed to the extent that she's oblivious of her impact on her family. I think much of her disposition likely stems from the conflicting emotions she has over her parents' divorce, where part of her takes it personally. We see flashbacks of Mio having a great life prior to the split, but now all her family sees are her fake smiles. Kento also has troubles at home. His father died, and as the only son, he bears the burden of being the man of the house while constantly being emasculated by his overbearing mother. She never listens to him or encourages him to succeed. With her, it's either success or else. While his mother comes off as a crass and unlikable character, she lost her husband and is now responsible for taking care of her aging father and two children who likely take her tireless efforts for granted. While Kento undoubtedly sees Mio's continuous public displays of affection, he is incapable of considering it due to how much he has on his mind. I can truly relate to his struggles in this regard because when you've got so much on your mind, your heart tends to grow a little numb. While Kento is constantly pushed to do well in school and become successful to support his family, his only desire in life is to take after his grandfather who makes pottery. I caught so much subtle characterization that will likely be relatable to many and create proper context for the rest of the film, which I can't talk about, or at least in great detail. The entire second half of the movie is spoiler material. I can't even show you screenshots. What I can say is that there is a magical mechanic introduced in the second quarter that becomes the catalyst for the plot to be set in motion. Basically, Mio stumbles upon a talking cat who appears to be giving away free masks which transform the wearer into a cat. It's a strange mechanic, and if you think about it, it's kinda creepy considering Mio uses her newfound power to spy on Kento from inside his own home. However, as creepy as this might be, I found it crucial for much of Kento's characterization. Although we witness the hardships of his family life, his reserved demeanor and conflicting emotions prevent us from knowing what he's really feeling. Having her as a stray visitor lets us hear his thoughts while allowing Mio to meet his true unguarded self. Of course, this magic mask comes with fine print that Mio wasn't privy to, which escalates the plot into its climax, but I can't talk about that. What I will say is that I was surprised around every corner and didn't see any of it coming. As you would expect from a movie like this, there are many emotional scenes in the second half of the story, and I found myself thoroughly engaged in an anime I didn't expect to like. Furthermore, if you like the visuals I've shown in this review, you're in for a real treat with the second half because it looks absolutely beautiful in ways you'll never expect. Its conclusion was equally satisfying, offering a complete ending as well as a touching after-story montage during its credits, which I greatly appreciated. I love after-stories because great characters in anime or video games don't just do a thing, complete it, and then the credits roll. Instead, well-written characters feel alive, and the plot is their journey where they experience personal growth. After-stories depict how their journey impacted their regular life once things calmed down, and I think a lot of us want to see that. Whisker Away created a fulfilling and emotional experience with its conclusion despite only being a movie. I give Whisker Away an 8.5 out of 10 for doing something unusual with a love story while also being grounded in reality in regards to its characters. Although Mio's mannerisms are exaggerated, creating comedic relief, everyone's personality was more realistic and understandable given their circumstances. This includes all of the secondary and tertiary characters, which is impressive for a romance because they can honestly get away with only focusing on the two lovers. So what did you think of Whisker Away? Leave me a comment, and if you decide to check it out, come back and let me know what you think. If you'd like to support videos like these, head over to my Patreon or click the YouTube join button. Thanks to all of my supporters for making these videos possible, and Nea-chan for joining the third tier and recommending such a great experience. I'll see you all later today with my review of Tree of Palm, making up for not uploading yesterday. So I'll see you soon.